Oh, might as well just go. So I mean, I guess before I was oh, let me actually make this so you can see what's going on here. So before I fucking caught off, I don't know if I don't know where it cut me off, because I was kind of talking for a while. So okay. So did you guys hear me talk about the second point where I said that it's better to switch to mobile hero? Well, just in case. So I was basically saying, second point, you for sure want to switch to this mobile hero. It's just too much high ground to work with. Like, having access to all this is just so valuable. You can just choose your engages. Like, let's just say they're, the mistake I see for this section is they'll try to take the fights here. And if you're playing Rein, you can. It's okay. But it's better to take the fights over around here if you're running dive, and it's just like a strictly better, because now you have access to all this high ground, and you as Winston, you can just pick whenever you want to fight. You can just harass them, zap them, and just easily just back up whenever you want. And then plus your DPS will be on high ground. You can have a Widow up here. It's just so good. It's just so good. Alright. Okay. But anyways. You stick with the risk. That's okay. Yeah, you see how the even your elo, see the Widow's abusing the high ground. Like even your elo, the Widow's able to abuse her, and she's not a Smurf. She's a straight up platinum.
Yeah, I'm getting no charge from anyone.
Oh, don't switch. You have 73%. Don't switch. He switched. He went to May. He went to May. Forehead. Though, Ash, you do need to be a lot more active in comms. You really need to be a lot more active in comms, bro. On top of that, I mean, there's already much. The Rissel should not have been placed there. If you're gonna do something like that, if you're gonna engage with an Rissel, you want to make it out of reach. Oh, of course, I'm on the wrong fucking side. So you want to make it as far back as you possibly can. And what I mean by that is like, yeah. So since you're coming this way, right, which is actually not a bad way, just like, put it back, because what that does is it forces your opponent, because first of all, it's not over here, right? The Reinhardt can't swing at it. The opponents, it's not easy to get to. They have to extend. My mic wasn't recorded somehow. I see. Weird. Okay. But yeah, put the bongo right over there. You want to put it back as far as you can, and just like work with it, because now the opponents, when they get to it, they have to go past not just you and your shield, but they have to go deeper into your team. That's why putting bongos back are really good. Like, the bongo range is actually ridiculous. I think it's like pretty fucking far. I think it's like 40 meters? No, 30 meters. I think it's like 30 meters. Here, let me see. That's easily 30 meters. That's easily 30 meters. Look at that. That's the tip of it. That's easy. Like, that is insane. Like, that is insane. So the bongo is a really good ultimate. You just have to use it right. You gotta make sure it's safe. And you see how they're able to roll you up to this. You get, the only fight you're able to take was over here, because they're able to abuse the high ground. This is why mobile heroes are amazing, because you can just deny the high ground and you can take more fights than a slow comp. Oh shit. Okay. Over here, since there's a lot of corners, I mean, since there's a lot of corners, Rein would be better. Okay. I mean, I guess in a really coordinated team, I guess you could argue Orisa would not be a bad choice, but Rein is just better for the most part. Because the main 2 fights that you're gonna get, maybe 3 depending on how good your team is. You could have a team fight here, but that's really hard to coordinate. Because you have to like give up the second point, make sure everyone's all grouped up, and then take the fight right here. But a very common first fight is right over here, and you want to use this corner a lot as Reinhardt because you have access to, you can swing, boom, come back and cover, swing, back and cover. Orisa, on the other hand, like you kind of have to give them space. So what you're gonna have to do is you have to take the fight around here. So you can't really use it. You can use the cover, but you have to take the fight when they're around here. So giving them access to cover too, and it's just you're too close for comfort. Orisa likes to be at a distance. Reinhardt likes to be up front, so that's why I would say Reinhardt would be probably the better pick here. Don't show Mushisa. What's going on? Okay, what was that? So you see the widows there, so use your shield. Okay, that shield was a little weird. Trying to do those type of shields if you can, try to keep them close to you, or if you're trying to do that, make sure you're trying to throw it. Maybe, you know, I don't know if you're trying to aim it towards the Roadhog, that would have been a pretty big brain play to protect them, but try to throw it at your teammates you're trying to protect, not at the opponents, because they can just easily walk past it. Here, the Widow's shooting at you, and you're trying to get out of LOS. I understand. Okay. I can help you with that, Ash. Help you with what? I try to protect teammate. I say. Yeah. Whenever you try to protect, so let's just say I'm the person, like the Roadhog is right here. Aim it towards your teammate. So try to aim it at your teammate, then at the opponents. Because if you aim it at your teammate, like I'm terrible with the. Oh my god, this is such a weird arc. But anyways, if you aim it towards the teammates, it's just it adds a little more wiggle room for them. If you aim at the opponents, right? So let's say I'm the opponent and I'm trying to kill the person. If I see the bear here, like, oh, just like that. But if the shield's around here, then it's like, okay, fuck, I have to walk all the way here just to shoot this guy. For the mic to pick up. Oh yeah, oh Pawn Champ, bro. Saber with the rescue. Here, I like the poking, though the shield needed to be put more backwards. The shield was a little too up front. Like that's too up front. You see how this is the better positioning where you're sitting at right now, and that shield doesn't complement that. Orisa shields are very important to. I mean, I intended to shoot teammate, but don't have the shield aim. Yeah, I know what you. Yeah. Shield aim is weird. You get used to, yeah, that's something you have to kind of get used to, because like I need to get better at that, because I have used it before to save teammates. Like let me see, I'm gonna aim at that dumpster. Not bad. Yeah, try practice it. Like it's I'm gonna aim on top of that. Oh, that was so close, dude. Yeah, just something you just need to practice. I try to aim for the top of that. Oh, let's go! Alright, let me try to get a nice one. Let me try to aim it at that door. Nice. You'll find yourself moments where that shielding can actually make a difference. Like, for example, there's been times where I'm like all the way over here, right? There's a shield over here. I'm here opponent, and then like, you know, there's a Genji or somebody on the back line. I'm like, oh fuck. And I throw it at my teammates. I'm confused. But my teammates are all too forward. That's why. Okay, so I think what you're talking about is this over here. So watch. So whenever you place a shield down, it whether your teammates, okay, whether your teammates, whether it's like they know it consciously or subconsciously, it's gonna make them want to play around the shield. So they're gonna, so when you put your shield down, you're kind of putting in like, it's like a kind of like a line, and it's gonna like influence your teammates to play around that, because you know they're not gonna want to play in front of it, right? They're gonna want to play right behind it. I would say that's why you don't want to put it forward, because like, okay, how do I describe this? If you like, even if you can't communicate with your team, if you put the shield down here, right, your teammates will be more inclined to use the shield and play more aggressively with it. If you were to put the shield down here and your teammates are here, they'll start to, oh, there's not a shield here. I should probably back up to the shield. They'll be more inclined to play with the shield. That's why also comms also help. I mean, I know you're coming, so you can easily coordinate that. But putting shields forward, like the thing about the shields, like, and you kind of notice it with the Widowmaker. The thing about shooting forward when there's like a slant, or even in general, watch. Sometimes there's gaps. There's a lot of gaps. Like people can manipulate a lot more. Like for example, like the Widowmaker shooting on top of there, they can kind of get an angle through here. But if you bring the shield closer to you, right, all those gaps are closed. So there's now no more gaps. That's why having a shield more back is better, because it covers the most angles. If that makes sense. You see how there's like gaps between, like as you back up, you see the Widowmaker's able to shoot here. If someone would pop up, they can shoot there. It's just how the nature of it is. Big brain, big brain, big brain. Dude, buff Orisa back to 200 bullets. This is actually not, this is fine. So little things you can do is when they're trying to main tank ain't easy. It is not easy. Okay. I like what you're trying to do, where you're trying to get some shield poke, which is fine, but you just need to do that earlier. You kind of decided on it too late, and then by the time, so now it's an 8-second cooldown, and the opponents are getting really close, and they're able to walk back right past the shield. So first of all, you should have been backing up earlier. You kind of start backing up a little late, but it's okay. So as soon as you want to fight, just like as soon as you kill that Widowmaker, right, just go right here. You can go here or here. You can poke here. That's fine. That's completely normal. You can even put your shield here, but make sure by the time that they get to this door, right, that your shield is at the very minimum at 2 seconds. That way you have a lot of time to back up, do a little horsey hop, and put the next shield backwards. And then as you know, as they push up here or here, you shoot them down, you back up even more, put the next shield. You see what I mean? So you always want to have a shield. You never want to be in this situation where where you have your shield down, it's on a cooldown, and it's like this. You never want to put your shield down, and then this happens to you, because this can lose fights. Because they just straight up ignore the shield. But I do like the retreat. I would say you're not playing. I do like the retreats, but I would even say, I would argue at this point, you're not abusing the angles that they're providing. I would say you should play a little more aggressive. I like the retreat, so that's one thing about Orisa. You have to know when to retreat. There's a lot of retreat. There's a lot of like what do you call that style? Is it called the Indian tactic, where you just kind of like hit and run? You know, that's essentially Orisa. You just hit and run. You hit and run, hit and run, hit and run. So as soon as you, so it's right up here. They grabbed you. You back up. Great, great, great. Great. I shoot a little too forward, but it's okay. You back up, which is completely fine. And then at this point, and then you start just backing up more. You see how they're retreating? You see how they're being really really defensive? That's what you want to capitalize at. That's where Orisa is really good at, is once you realize that they're retreating, then you don't have to hold back. That's when you hold your ground. Like that's when you hold your ground even more, right? That's the point of Orisa. So what you're trying to do is you use your hold, your fortify to get yourself out of a bad situation, make them overextend, and as soon as since they're overextending, they're gonna get low, and as soon as they get low, you just boom, your next shoot aggressive, and you're there to capitalize. You just need to learn how to, like, this is one of those moments you need to start you need to push up like a little earlier. That way you can, maybe the Reaper probably would still could use Zenyatta, but you would hold your ground a lot more aggressive and stop their pushes, if not get a possible kill. I don't know what your Zen's doing there, but nice job on there. Like, I would say you're playing too passive, is what I'm saying at this point. I like the retreats, but there are times to go aggressive as well. This is a tank only session, right? There will be... That's a good question. Zarya, Orisa, D.Va, Hanzo. I mean, there's some Hanzo Bastion on the next one. But yeah, this will be a main tank, off tank kind of thing. Mostly main tank, off tank. I do others actually, but for this one specifically, it'll be tanks mostly, which I love. That works. I flex. Nice. Hog champ. Okay, I don't know what they're already up there. Oh, this is where you can get big brained. Oh, this is where. Oh my God, you. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You're new. It's okay. This is like high level stuff, but still. Orisa, when you saw that the Bay was their ulting team and you saw they were there, this honestly, put the shoot up early. Right, so by the time you're gonna, I'm about to show you something. So by the time you do this, you're gonna have your new shoot up. So anyway, you put the shoot up aggressively so you can see the opponents, right? And as soon as you notice that they're coming here, pull them down, and they'll all fall down, and you can mow them down. It's so good, dude. I can't stress you how much like that's won me fights. Like a very classic example of that. That I really like doing is on Junkertown. So there's two spots I like to do. Wow, no, dude, yeah, dude, it's Pogs. You can do some crazy shows with this one. So there's two of them that I like. So this one I'm about to show you in a second, but the first one, whenever you're attacking. This is how you can, you'll throw the opponents off. You really throw them off. Like, I've never actually had someone, even in Reinhardt's, where they normally just like tilt their shield to block the, because if the Reinhardt tilts their shield, he'll block the halt. But even Reinhardt's can't catch this. In fact, I've actually hooked Reinhardt doing this. So what I do is, like, if they're normally teams stand there or there, I put the halt right here, and I'll do right there. And what that fucking does, dude, is it pulls anyone around here, and because in their perspective, like, you gotta think in their perspective. Right? All they see is this hole being thrown at them. So they're here, they see a Orisa going here, they're like, oh, okay, that doesn't really mean anything. And then all of a sudden they get fucking pulled because the Orisa does right in midair, and then Hog hooks them. I can't, like, I get hooks like that, we get pull hooks like that all the time. And then another one I like to do whenever I'm attacking, there's so many of these type of spots, I'm just showing my favorites. Like this Junkertown just happened out of my favorites. Another one is the teams that hold up there. We'll try. I try to tell my team to poke them down, and as soon as I notice they're retreating, they're starting to get here. Like they're playing around there. They're trying to get in there. A lot of teams actually like to play here. You can just pull them right down. So everyone will cuddle up right up here, and then you just hold them right down, and you can fuck teams over like that, just like that, and they're all pulled down. It's just amazing what you can do. Orisa is just, her whole ability is really, really good. Let's just put it that way.
Come through the window.
What are they doing? Pog, dude, try hurt 7, dude. Let's go. Oh, yikes. Okay, so a couple things. Same thing. Okay, so this moment right here. You're in this moment, right? Couple things you need to do. Don't go up there. That's one thing you definitely don't want to do. All right. Throw the shield up there. That's one to help your teammate, because you know your mate's fucking retarded. But you know, at least try to help her a little bit. So you know, there's nothing you can do. Your mate's committed. There's nothing you can do about that. You can try to calm her to back up, but there's not much else. So you throw the shield up here. Try to get, you know, no matter how it lands, like as long as you hit the wall, it's gonna, worst case scenario is it's gonna block the door, which will block his healing. Best case scenario, you'll tilt it a little bit towards your teammate here. And then after you put your shield down, that's when you can use your holds around here. You see how his shield is forward like that, and he's focusing on the Mei. So if you hold behind him, he's not gonna be ready for it, and he's gonna be pulled down, which will help your Mei, and also maybe you'll be able to confirm a kill. On top of that, though, once you realize that people are getting down, 100 bits. By the way, whoa, you're banned, brother. You're banned. By the way, this is Nak, my dude. What's up, bro? You're banned, brother. What the fuck? Thanks for the bits, bro. Thank you so much, dude. Pog champ. I would say, okay, try to get in the habit of not doing those type of holds where you do kind of like I'll say these are input holds where you just kind of throw it in just to group people around. You said retarded. Wait, what? Oh, I did, dude. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. It's true, dude. His Mei is being retarded. It's being retarded. But anyways, as soon as you saw the Mei divas here, this is when you start need a position thinking about, okay, I'm messing with you, dude. I know. You need to start thinking about where the next fight's gonna happen and what you can do to respond to it. So in this situation, all the opponents are here, right? Your team is kind of scattered around, but what you need to do, right? So let me show you the game. I'm banned, bro. All right. All right. So you need to start preparing already for the next fight, and you need to delay them as much as you can to your response and get back. So you're currently down your diva and your Mei, and you're probably, I think someone else dies because, you know, why not? But yeah, here's what I was talking about. I'll just quickly show you this one, right? So quickly do like that, and then you can try and pull them like that. But anyways, your team gets low, your team dies. You should start thinking, okay, if the enemy team is coming here, that means they're probably gonna jump down here, and the fight's gonna happen. You know, so then the best angle of the best thing you could work with is here, because you have direct. Your teammates will cover, and you're gonna be right. You can be contest point, and your teammate, and it's just like the best angle possible, right? So this is where you start. And as soon as you find that you find out where the spot's gonna happen, so where the team fight's gonna happen, so let's say you determine right away it's gonna happen here. You need a Orisa right away, because what's gonna happen is you need to delay them. Like you're down 2 people. You just need to like shoot the Reinhardt down, get him low, and just like delay the fight as much as humanly possible. Like the fight's gonna happen no matter what, but you just need to fucking delay as much as you can until your teammates are back. Thank you so much for the follow, bro. I really appreciate that. Holy shit, dude. So many viewers today. As a Mei player, I think that Mei was in the perfect spot. 100% can burst your Rein more. I don't know if you're trolling. I hope you're trolling, because that was a terrible spot. Maybe if she walled him. Maybe. Heavy sarcasm. Okay. Nice. Wow. I didn't even need to. I should have just watched the fucking thing. This guy just does what I was saying. Holy shit, dude. I should have just watched it. That's why I used caps and all this. I know, dude. I'm sorry. I should have just watched the thing. Yep. I mean, not much to say there. I mean, you did what you could. I'm actually really proud of you, by the way. I'm actually really proud that you chose that spot. But yeah, I mean, they rolled you at that point. Your teammates just fed. I'm so sorry. I can't tell the sarcasm, dude. I'm fucking retarded, dude.
Hey Sim, how do you want me to?
Hey Ryan.
Look me cry here, Ash. Alright, so we're playing Reinhardt. Okay.
Yeah, I have a.
Okay, okay, first of all.
Yeah, I have a.
By the way, Nak. Whoa. By the way, Nak, I hope to see you in Pugs tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, on Monday. I'll be doing Pugs Monday, dude. More impressive of me when I do exactly what you said. Yeah, dude. No, I'm serious. I should have just watched it. Like, I was like, no, Ash is not gonna Ash probably's not gonna do that. So let me just explain it real quick. And then you just did it. I was like, what? What the fuck? I was a little mind blown, dude. I was a little mind blown. All right, so Reinhardt. Okay, so this is the thing. Reinhardt, it's a lot of shield management. That chart looks like the Mei playing Ryan except fuck, I can't fucking read. The chart looks like me playing Ryan except that it's every play. Yeah, I mean, with Ryan you just kind of have to control the urges dependent. It's just the facts. It's just how. It's just the fact. I said Mei instead of me. Holy shit. Let me go back in. Pogger, dude. Heavy sarcasm. I just noticed the text there. So, a lot of Ryan's shield management. The thing that catches up Ryan's a lot is they like the main two things are, well, the big three. I mean, positioning is just a general thing. So I'm not gonna really go into like. I will go into position with you, but positioning, I'm not going to use that as an argument to why people struggle with Ryan, because like that's just a general thing that everyone should know or should like try to improve on. But the two things that don't require, that's not about position, that really like hits hard on Reinhardt's is shield management and having the urge to pin. So shield management. Let's just go into shield management first. In terms of shielding, so let's just say right here. So you are at currently 1,124.
Yeah.
And you notice that the opponents are really aggressive, right? They're holding really, really aggressive. So what you need to do... Oh, fuck, if I can fucking do this, dude. So what you need to do is you need to find a breather moment for your shield to charge. I think this is my biggest problem, is my positioning. Yeah, I know. I feel like that's like the biggest problem for like a lot of people's positioning. It's just... I think the one thing that people don't realize is they value having a more aggressive angle over their own safety, without, whether they know it or whether they subconsciously know it or they don't. A lot of players will like go out, like they'll quote unquote, you know, go out of position to get a better angle than opponents, because you will, like, you can take some pretty interesting positions to get good angles, but the thing is your percentage of survivability is dramatically reduced. Like, you're probably gonna die, but people don't, whether they know it or they don't, it really like, that's normally like that's why people struggle with positioning for the most part. I should set this to invite only. I got a position, get killed, and immediately realized I should have stayed. Yet, I never learned. You did match. You did match on. Oh wait, yeah. But yeah, anyways, the side positioning. So Reinhardt should. Okay, there you go. You need to find a lot of breather moments, and what I mean by that is once your shooting low, right? So you notice the teammates here. So what you want to do, you can choose between this one or this one, depending on how aggressive. If you see the opponents are really aggressive, you won't see this in higher ranks. Hey dog, what are you doing here? Who's your good dog? You'll see this in lower ranks where people like to hold right here. In this situation, you kind of want to hold this one, But as you go in higher ranks, you notice that people will position more towards that way, or maybe a little here, and then you want to take this one. Like in your case, they're positioned here, so you can hold right here. And what you want to do is you just want to take some time to heal your shield, because your shield I think gets to like 900. Yeah, it gets to 800. So just charge your shield. No reason. Just like take a moment, relax. As soon as your shield gets up to 2,000, boom. That's when you can start pushing up. And then you can play around here, and then you can take another breather. So let's just say you push up, right? You smack them around. They're on here. Your shield starts getting low. Then you just take another breather. Wait for your shield to regen again. At least try to get a little more, like try to get close to 2,000. You don't have to exactly, but try to get close to it. As soon as your shield gets back up, boom, go right back in aggressive. That's like Reinhardt. Like it's kind of the same thing as Orisa, where you want to find a lot of moments to take breathers.
Oh, what was that?
The pin wasn't that bad in terms of like,
Yeah, I have a
in terms of your survivability. It was just the fact that you just it didn't benefit you. It didn't benefit you to use it. You could have just saved it for a moment where maybe you're gonna use it in the middle of fights. But right now it's on cooldown, so maybe in the middle of fight you could have used it. It wasn't a risky pin by any means, because you had your teams right next to you and you didn't go that deep. But you're just kind of wasting ability. And you see how your shield's low? You see how your shield's low? You need to find a breather.
Nice one, nice one. Let's go, let's go.
Like, okay, like here. That's another thing. Whenever, like, for example here. Now, you don't have your shield up, because your main just got a fucking sick ass wall. That's 2 easy picks. Always pay attention to your shield, because you don't want to put your shield up, because like now it's recharging really quick, and then you put your shield up for a split second, and boom, that's it. Now it restarts. Now it's still 1,000. Like by now, it probably would have been at like 2,000 or close to 2,000, but now it's stuck at 1,200. So there's like here you're already up to, so it doesn't really matter that much. But these are things you want to get in habit of doing, because these things will matter. It really will. Having an extra 500 shield on average compared to the everyday Reinhardt will make a significant difference. That's how whenever I'm playing pucks, that's how I keep my shield healthy. Is I always find, if you pay attention, I always find moments to like put my shield down.
Oh my god.
What the fuck was that? The mage just spammed the voice lines, dude.
They got us those first 2 picks. Let's appreciate.
Oh, they got her made. She was only trying to help.
I don't know, guys. It's the gamer grown. Is it Ellie? Is this Ellie's true rank?
Don't put your shield up so much.
Yeah, like, kind of same thing here. Like this is the epitome I was talking about. You never allowed your shield to breathe,
Alright, charge it.
so your shield is extremely low. And this, okay, whoa, okay. Whew, okay. No, bad. No, don't do that. Don't do that. I know the urge is there. But let's just think of it. Okay. Let's just say you did this in my rank, right? So you have a Pharah up in here. There's a McCree somewhere. So first of all, the Ana would have slept you. If the Ana was decent, the Ana would have slept you. The Rein would have realized you're slept. Then maybe the McCree would have stunned you. Even if the Ana somehow is a disgusting human being and misses a sleep, right? The McCree still stun you. That would have been a stun right click. The Reiner would have been right next to you. Maybe be able to get at least 2 swings in. So it's 150 damage. McCree would have done easily 300 on his own, and you're pretty much dead at that point. I don't know. Casher made all the call. Oh my god. Well, don't listen to that, dude. Don't listen to that, bro. Or just don't even do it. Like, even if someone calls it, just don't even do it, no matter who it is. What you can do to, if you want to go for a pin. So, for example, the Reinhardt, let me double check. Yeah, he was playing. Okay. Where was he playing first? Yeah, he was playing pushed up around here. Oh, what the fuck? The hammer is all deformed. Some things you can do to go for. I'm clueless about Rein, yo. I always made sure I had bubble for him. I understand the bubbles are great. Don't get me wrong, but the thing is, if he goes in here, he still like the bubble's only 2 seconds, and on top of that, it's only 200 HP. It's not enough to keep him alive. If the enemy team was proficient. Since you guys are in lower rank, you can't get away with this, but these are just habits you don't want to have. If you want to go aggressive, right? I mean, you can do things like such as instead of pushing up like that, right? You can go for short pins, right? So the Reinhardt was kind of around here. So instead of going for those type pins, just go for sideways pins. Because that way you're still close to your team, right? And you still go for a pin. You never want to go for long pins. Like, just go for short pins every time. Don't go for the this is way too long. Like, even this is a little uncomfortable. You kind of want to go around like these type of pins. You want to go for really short pins because you minimize your how exposed you are, and you can still because there's Reinhardts that like some high level Reinhardts just don't like to pin ever, but it's like one of those things where you want to incorporate it as much as you can. You don't want to use it often, but the times you do use it is important. Like for example here, like a lot of Reinhardts like to play around here, so one thing you can do is just easily go for a short pin. They make the difference. They make the difference. Best case you get the pin, worst case you push them back with the knockback. But yeah, here a little aggressive, a little aggressive.
Nice one, nice one. Above 1 2 seconds.
Watch the para.
Above. Charge.
This was actually not bad because you guys were up, and on top of that, there's not many people. So if you see there's not many people in front of you, you can go for more aggressive pins. The only thing I would like to say is whenever you can, try to make your pins as short as you can. So instead of aiming it towards here, so you're just kind of going deeper into your team, try to angle it more to the right so you can possibly end it here, if not here. So what you could have done is just done a little leap to the left and then pinned him from this angle. I mean, that's just me being a little nitpicky, because you will catch yourself where it doesn't look like there's opponents around you. You go for the pin into the enemy team, and then there's like fucking two people. How many people are over here? And then they fucking destroy you. I mean, that won't happen all the time, even at higher ranks, but it's just something you want to keep in mind. Try to keep it, might as well not go for the risk, despite how little it is. So always try to make your pins as towards your teams as you can, instead of going deeper in.
Fair behind. Got it.
You need heals?
I need heals.
But that's okay. I mean, it wasn't a bad pin by any means. Like, it was not bad. You guys were up by a lot, and even if there was people there, you probably still would have been safe. But it's just something to keep in mind. It wasn't that big of a deal. It's just something just to keep in mind. Okay, so as for shatters, so once you feel comfortable with Reinhardt, you'll just get the Reinhardt's, you'll get the enemy Reinhardt's head, and then you'll just know when to shatter, because this is just a disrespect shatter, and this is fine if you feel very comfortable with Rein. Like these type of shatters are like, if you know the Reinhardt's patterns and you notice like that, you just have to pay attention to the shield habits. Like for example, that's as you get really high rank, I mean, I don't like to say that. As you play with more experienced players on Reinhardt, you'll notice that they'll go for things like this. Like, how to explain this? They'll try, like, every Reinhardt has a pattern. Every Reinhardt has a pattern, and it's your job to figure out his pattern. And if you want, so there's two things. It's a little more risky, but if you feel comfortable with finding his pattern, then you go for it. So if you notice that Reinhardt likes to do this a lot, where he goes like, he puts his shield up and then he puts it down like that, and he goes like that, or every time he puts his shield, he tends to go for a swing, at least one swing, push it down, go for another swing. Then you can once you have shatter and you see him doing it while you have shatter, just go like, okay, next time he puts his shield down, go for the shatter, right? Other Reinhardts, for example, you can kind of feel the moment. Like let's just say, someone on your team is low, and you know so Reinhardt, it's like he gets nanoed, right? When you get nanos at Reinhardt, you have the urge to fucking go in there, right? So then you see like, okay, I'm nano, I'm just gonna go in, and then you can punish that by shattering. But then but the thing is, you have to like pay attention to him the whole game, because the thing is, good Reinhardts won't fall for that, or won't make it easy at the very least. Like, you know, once you start against a high level, like really high level Reinhardt play, Reinhardts will be like, they got nanoed, right? And they'll pretend like they're gonna go in, and they'll immediately put the shield up to bait out the shatter. That's why I personally, this is me personally, I'll do this in lower ranks, right, to disrespect. But when I'm in higher ranks, I don't like to go for shatters when there's a Rein in front of me. Even if I feel like I got even if I feel like I was able to somewhat understand his patterns, because for the most part, there's a lot of he can read you. There's a lot of things that can happen, like that will change his mind from like keeping his shield up and down. For the most part, I personally like to, I mean, this is just a style, so you can do whatever style you prefer. I personally try to go for guaranteed shatters, and I like to use my shatters to control the enemy Reinhardt. Because if you have shatters, Ryan, and you know that the enemy team has shatter, you play differently. You just play differently. Like, you'll be like, instead of going for swings all the time, like, okay, dude, his shatter, he has shatter. You just always keep your shield up, right? You play more passive, and I like that. I really like that. It allows me to put control. And if he decides to go aggressive, right, I can just quickly walk past him and try the same. So that's just like little things you need to think about as Reinhardt. But that's just kind of advanced stuff. I just kind of wanted to go on tangent about that. But yeah, for the most part, if you want to go for these type of things, what I'm trying to get at is pay attention to Reinhardt's movement patterns, read the situation, so you know, figure out when he likes to put his shield up, and figure out and then determine whether you think he's going to aggress or whether you think he's going to play passive, because those two things are the big two factors when Reinhardt should put their shield up and down. Okay. That's, oh dude, ads rip, bro. Fucking mobile. Rip, dude. Other things, always keep in mind Reinhardt shatters, because like this is like, I don't think you're not really thinking about hope this is going well, wish I could, hope it's going well, wish I could, dude. No, you're chilling, don't you worry. Always keep in mind when Reinhardt is shattered, because when Reinhardt is shattered, it does limit you. Like right here, if I were you, I would have put the shield up right that second, because this is kind of complicated, but fuck it, we'll talk about it for all the viewers here that are interested in playing Reinhardt. So what I like to do when I play Reinhardt, because every Reinhardt is different. Every Reinhardt you play against will be different. Some Reinhardts, like for example, when you know the classic moment, both Reinhardts gets pinned, or you're about to start a fight, they're spontaneous. I like to call them spontaneous Reinhardts. Well, though, any moment that comes up in their, any moment they see, they will immediately go for the shatter. So like for example, in that situation when both of you pin, there's a lot of Reinhardts who like especially when they're nanoed, they would have shattered right away. A lot of Reinhardts, you'd be surprised, a lot. So then you just need to cover that. So you can't, it's hard to determine what kind of Reinhardts they are early on. So what you want to do is just assume that they're a spontaneous Reinhardt. So like whenever you're about to start a fight, right, and you know he has shatter, don't, instead of going for the, you know, drop your shield and go for a swing, right? Because a lot of Reinhardts will, like spontaneous Reinhardt specifically, as soon as they see you drop your shield, they're gonna go for the immediate shatter. So what you want to do is just go for the quick flicker. Just flicker your shield, right? And that'll cover if they're spontaneous. You'll catch a lot of them off guard. So not all of them, some of them won't, but so this is just flicker it. So then that way they'll be like, okay, so this guy isn't spontaneous. So you can kind of get a sense of that. And then once you do that, you swing at him to hit him in the face a little bit, and then put your shield up right again. And then that's when you can start fucking with him. That's when you can start getting in his heads, where you can be like, you can constantly swing at him, put your shield up, and then just change the pattern. Like instead of like, don't just do this all the time. because then he would like, oh, this guy's constantly does that, so next time he puts his shield down, I'm just gonna shatter. Mix it up, you know what I mean? Like, so like just hit him in the face, put your shield up, maybe, and then like hit him again, put the shield up, and then just hold it down for a long time, and then flicker it. You know what I mean? Because you'll get in the opponent's head. Like, it's, I don't know if I'm explaining this right, because this is a really hard thing to explain, guys. I really hope this I'm getting to you guys, because this is a really complicated subject. It's just I guess it kind of comes down to experience, but you kind of want to think in the runner's positioning, because like, how many times have you've had shatter? I think it's better to explain what you should do and explain their perspective. So let's explain their perspective. The enemy Reinhardt, whenever you have shatter, tell me whenever you shatter, how frustrating is it when you see a Reinhardt that just does this, right? They'll just put their shit up for the longest time, right? Usually that's not the best thing, because they can get bursted down, but it's frustrating for you as a Reinhardt, because you're like, dude, I just want to shatter and this guy's just shoot botting me, right? And then there's other Reinhardts, so there's like, they'll flicker their shield like this, and it's just like, oh, when the fuck is he gonna drop his shield? So you just need to like get in their head. Like, you can start off by flickering it, and then hitting him in the face, putting your shield up, and then flickering her again, but this time keeping your shield up for longer. Just frustrate them and make them want to shatter. Just really make them want to shatter. I think the best way I can show, let me show you a live example of this. Let me show you guys an example of this. What? These videos are temporarily unavailable? What? Okay. What the fuck does that mean? Well, there I got yesterday. Let's see if I can find this. Let's see if I can find. Oh, is this? Is this it? Yeah. So this is the. Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go. Oh, perfect. That's like, I stopped it perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna stop the music real quick. So many fucking ads open. Jesus Christ. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm such a mess right now. Okay. I have so many fucking tabs open. Okay. So 59. So many bits, dude. I know, dude. It's Pog Champ. 59. Let's go to 58. Okay. So. Am I sleeping here? Yeah, I'm sleeping here. So let's see if I can. So I know the Reinhardt has shatter. So right now I'm playing as defensively as I can, because you see he's over aggressing, and there's not much I can do, because if I go for the swing on him, I can go for the crazy swing, but I can't do too many swings on him, because on top I need to shield myself as much as possible, and on top of that I need to block a shatter, because I know he's looking for it. So you see how I start with the flicker. So I flickered my shield, then I put my shield up for quite a while. Right now I'm just keeping the shield to keep myself alive. I'm not even trying to mind game him. We might be able to go back in. So I go for this because I noticed that he's been noticing that so I've established that I like to shoot a lot, right? So now I'm trying to get in his head and like, hey, I'm gonna swing at you. I'm trying to get him to get a little frustrated and want to shatter me, because like, dude, this guy went from shooting all the time to all of a sudden swing at me. I'm gonna go for the shatter, right? Now another thing now, right? I'm in his now. I completely am in his head right now, because I'm nanoed, and normally when you're nanoed, a Reinhardt's like, okay, that means the Reinhardt's gonna go in, right? So I'm gonna pretend like I'm gonna aggress, and as soon as I do that, I put my shoot up. You see that? You see how I went for the swing? I pretended I walked for a go for a swing and I put the shield up right away. You just need to like that's how you get in opponent's sense. I pretended like I was gonna aggress, so I instantly shooted. And so we'll see that one more time. So 59-20, let's go to 59-13. Okay. Yeah, we might be able to go back in. Not me.
Go. On one.
That's how you get. See? You see that? You see how I pretended I was gonna go aggressive and immediately put the shield up? Especially with Nano, you can get in Reinhardt said. There's another moment. Let's see if I can find another one. Okay, we hold close. Yo, can you mind the choke? Can you mind the choke?
No barrier. Right up.
Okay, you see that? Okay. Fuck. Let me explain this. By the way, thank you so much for the bits, bro. Okay, so you see how I always keep the Reinhardt positioning in mind? So you see how I'm constantly keeping my shit up against the Reinhardt? I'm only thinking about the Reinhardt because I know he's looking for. So Reinhardt's one thing they like to do is they'll do this. They'll fucking pin in like an idiot and somehow not get punished. He down rank should have got punished a lot more, but you know it's whatever. He's lower ranked. But anyways, they go like this. So let's just say I'm the enemy Reinhardt, right? I go in like, oh, boom. And they like to do that. A lot of Reinhardts like to do that. They'll pin and then they'll instantly shatter. So right here, I'm already thinking about that. I'm like, okay, this guy's probably gonna go for the pin shatter. So I put my shield up, right? So I cover that option. He's up in the air, so I can go for the swings. There's no need to worry because if he shatters midair, I can react to that easily. Right now, oh fuck, 54. God damn it, dude, this game's fucking. Anyway, he's midair. So right now I'm just pressuring. I'm like, hey dude, when are you gonna shatter? I'm basically saying to his face, when are you gonna shatter? I'm just constantly pressuring. I'm not letting him shatter. But anyways, I don't really I slightly don't think there's. I think there's like one more moment. There's like that. There's a lot of these moments, but like these are just the ones like at the top of my head that I'm thinking of. Actually, this guy specifically, I blocked a lot of this guy's shatters. Oh. Ryan. If I can't find it in the next couple minutes. How's this? Yeah, it's whatever. I can't find it. It's whatever. No big deal. But you get the point. Hopefully I was able to show like a decent demonstration of that. But yeah, that's how you get into opponent's head. And yeah, so this is like one of those moments where you'll see like Reinhardt will get aggressive. You just need to recognize that and put the shit up. Just try to think in their perspective and think of this as if you had shatter. Try to make it as juicy as you can for them. Like, oh my god, hey Reinhardt, like just make it like seem like they'll get the biggest shot of their life and then completely cuck them. And you just think, and it's just kind of like you just need to make it believable every time. You just need to make it seem like they can shatter you, but then you cuck them.
Okay, let's not fully commit without our May back, okay?
Around here though, you definitely want to start switching off the Reinhardt to a Winston for sure. Winston would be like a lot better.
Okay, that's a big. Charge. Oh my god, that ladder, that shit thing, whatever it's
If
called.
you want to aggress, you don't need a charge. If you want to aggress, just move up. Like for example, right around here. You you don't have to put. First of all, you don't have to pull back all the way here. You can actually use this cover. so you're still semi close to the front line compared to this positioning. And you're still you're playing using this, so that's why cover is important, because that way it allows you to hold aggressive positioning while still being safe, compared to this where this is safe but you're passive. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's big. Charge,
If you're trying to aggress, you don't need a charge. Just straight up just walk forward. Just straight walk forward and go for swings.
God, that ladder, that
No
shit,
no
man,
need
what are we
no
talking
need to no need to charge.
about? Bubble 3 seconds. Charge.
One thing though you need to start going for more is like when you see these type of moments.
Bubble 3 seconds.
Wait, when did you use it? Oh, interesting. Alright, never mind. Should I try flexing? Should I try flexing all 3 main tanks? Yeah,
Charge.
all main tanks have their kings. Okay. Oh, one little thing. If Zara has bubble,
Charge.
this is the exception to where if you notice you're pinning a Zara and she has bubbles, try to aim it to make it as far as possible. That way you could, like for example, instead of aiming it short to go here, just aim it all the way here to go for the kill. The only thing is you're a little deep, so you would have to retreat right away, but you at least confirm the kill on the Zara. Yeah, but yeah, there's times where I flex. I usually flex between either Rein or actually I flex between all 4 main tanks sometimes. All of them has their benefits. The one thing I would say is you're going for a little too many charges. That's one thing. Here is fine. Here is completely fine. That's a short pin. That's completely fine. But early, okay. Here you're getting a little too antsy though. Okay. Oh man. Okay. So. Okay. How to explain this? This is way too aggressive, bro. No need to do this. You can just easily use this pillar. And I mean, I know that sounds silly, but it makes a world's difference. If you're gonna go for the aggression, but I'm an off tank player. I mean, yeah, no. If you're an off tank player, that's chilling. But I'm just saying, like, if you're forced to go main tank or whatever, if you're someone has you go main tank. Fuck it, just you go. You don't have to stick with just one of them. I mean, I see what you're saying, because you're saying you're off tank play. I understand, but it's just playing Reinhardt is just scuffed for the most part. I mean, you can play Reinhardt, and your team for the most part will. I mean, I guess if you're in your elo, you can play Reinhardt because people feel a lot more comfortable with that. So maybe yeah, but. It just gets more. I guess I'm just thinking too much in GM, because in GM it's just playing Reinhardt here. It's just terrible. It's just super uncomfortable. Like I can't even describe the feeling if I decide to play Reinhardt in a GM. But I guess I'm just thinking GM levels. I guess in your rank it's better just to play because no one's really using high ground too much, so it's not that big a deal. But as for aggression, don't go too deep like this. Don't just walk in like that. Just. Like I said, just corner pick, Like, use your environment more often. You don't have to just straight up walk into them, because right now you're just like really, really deep. It's just really, like, even something like lose that box, like, can make the world difference. And you see this McCree? You see how he's out of position? Go for him. No need to push up towards this on and stuff. Just go for them. Just go for that McCree. You know what I mean? Just like. You don't need to go deep all the time. If someone provides a free kill, take it. Like this McCree, that's a free kill. Anyways, the shatter was okay. It was actually not bad. But like I said, you just haven't been keeping the enemy Reinhardt shatter in mind, and that's just something you just need to keep in mind all the time. No matter what, just always keep in mind how aggressive the Reinhardt has been, like how much this guy's been swinging, how much. Just try keeping track of his ult charge. That way you can determine when he has shatter. Like just like pay attention to him. Like, oh, this Reinhardt's swinging awfully a lot. He probably he's closer to shatter than I am. You're on his fucking balls and
I'm in the
stuff.
back. I'm in the back. There's a Moira at the back.
McCree behind you. Holy
back?
shit. Too aggressive, bro. So, yeah, I mean,
You're at the back.
for the most part, I mean, I just want, yeah, it's just a shadow. You just need to work on, you just need to work how aggressive your shadows are. If my teammate doesn't have a diva mobile DPS, how would Winston, if my teammate doesn't have a diva and a mobile DPS, how would Winston work? Winston can just, if you're gonna have a Zarya and you don't have a mobile, if you don't have a mobile DPS, it does make it slightly. Okay, give me a second, guys. Give me a quick second. Sorry. Oh, I just fucking activated my lantern. Sorry, I just messaged somebody real quick. They've been messaging me. Okay, Winston. So, I mean, that's just kind of like there's a lot I could say about that question you just asked me. Because you're essentially asking me, how is Winston good? I mean, there's a lot to that question. For the most part, where you'd be getting your value is denying high ground. How much should Winston concern about cart? None at all. You should not be even thinking about cart, unless it's like you have to touch it. The only times you need to think about cart is having to touch it so it reaches overtime, and stalling cart during overtime. That's pretty much it. If it's not overtime or it's not last second, then you should not be thinking about cart at all. Because essentially what Winston's really good at is he's just good at cucking. Because you remember earlier when you're defending and that Widowmaker was on high ground, she fucked your whole team. What you can do is just counter that is by simply having a presence here, denying this high ground, forcing him to bad position, and just slowly inch your way in. Like slowly inch your way into the opponents. And like you're just creating so much chaos because right now you're here, your teammates are probably around here, so they have to choose between either focusing you or your teammates. And like either way, if they decide to focus you can easily retreat if you have good positioning. You know, obviously you don't want to go for like deep dives like this, right? You kind of want to go for more positional dives. Like for example, like let's just say I'm attacking, right, and I'm about to attack the opponents. I'll just jump up here, wait a couple seconds for my cooldown, drop on opponents, create a lot of havoc so your teammates can do a lot of work, and as soon as you get low, boom, back up. That's just like that, and then rinse and repeat. That's essentially how should you play how should Winston outplay Rein on Hollywood Point 2? Oh, so this how Rein? You don't really think about that. For the most part, your teammate just has to avoid the shatter by using cover. That's just kind of like if you're talking about shatter, there's not really much. I mean, you can go for the bubble block, but those are really risky because you have to go for it's a hard read for a low chance of, it's like high risk, low reward, because if you fuck it up, then you have no bubble. You know what I mean? And having no bubble kind of sucks. For the most part, you don't really think about Reinhardt. You just think about punishing his other teammates. Like for example, let's just say here. Let's just go into the VOD here and show. Oh well, we can't really see here, so let's just go slightly back. So right here.
Oh my god, that ladder.
Like for example,
that
right
shit
over here.
thing, whatever it's called.
So for example, right over here. You see how everyone's positioned right now? Winston can easily capitalize on this moment, right? By jumping up to this building, having access to the back line, and still have the cooldown to back up. Because I see Winston try to face tank Ryan is in my. I see Winston try to face tank Ryan is in my. Yeah, don't face tank Ryan. No. Bad. That's really bad. You can zap him though. You can help us out because it does go through the shield. Like, I know 60 damage a second doesn't sound like a lot, but it actually is quite a bit. I mean, think of it this way: it's reverse mercy heals. You know what I mean? So imagine a mercy trying to heal you, but instead it's just sucking up your life. That's essentially what Winston damage is, which is actually pretty good considering that it's AoE. So Winston damage is actually pretty decent. But yeah, no, don't face tank. Don't face tank. Always go for like use cover. Like try to find like these type of high grounds. Like it's like I know I'm gonna just repeat one more time. So like try to find these type of high grounds so you can set up. Wait till your cooldown's at least at 3 seconds, then you can aggress on the back line, and then use your jump to retreat. That's essentially Winston in a nutshell. You always want to use your jump to retreat instead of to initiate. You can use your jump to initiate if you trade it off for good positioning. Like for example, if you notice that the enemy team is kind of like around here, right? They're standing like right around here. So what I mean by trading your jump for positioning, you can use the high ground here. And even though you're attacking an enemy team and you're initiating with your jump, you still have good positioning because you can zap them, use your bubble, and it's the things when get back, you can just cut them off with the high ground. And then by this time, your cooldown should be at 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and then you're out. Those are the only moments where you can trade, you can use your jump to initiate. But if you're just straight up jumping in and you're not trading anything off, you're not trading good positioning, you're not trading anything, then you're just asking to get fed on. But third point though, Reinhardt is definitely the better pick for the most part.
I'm in the back.
Oh shit.
There's a Moira at the back.
The McCree, dude. So you kind of ignore. So I mean, we already went through this, but you kind of ignore the McCree when they got ice walled. He's right there. He's literally right there. So boom, the McCree is right there. Oh, right there actually. So he's even closer than I thought. You should be chasing him here. But then you do end up. You should be chasing him. Maybe even beg for the maid to break the wall. If she doesn't, just go around it. Like you should be chasing this McCree. Because that McCree is causing havoc. As for yeah, like I said, the main thing if there's something you want to take away from the Reinhardt here is like I said, shield management. So you're, for the most part, you start with the fight with either low shield, and then you end the fight with high shield. For the most part, you want the exact opposite. You want to start the fight with a lot of shield to work with, and then end the fight with low shields, because that means you use the most of it. Another thing, try to work on your urges to pin a lot. It's just way too aggressive. And on top, not only is it a risk to you, but you're also being a resource drain on your heals. You're like your teammates, for example, think of it this way: if you're doing this, think about, you can only imagine what your teammates are doing. Your teammates are probably like just doing crazy ass shit, and they're always out of position, so they're gonna need more healing than you. So you want to be as least of a resource drain as possible, and instead of putting all the heals on you, you can allow the heals to go towards your teammates, overall helping your healers, and whatchamacallit, and increasing your survivability. Like this whole time you should have been dead. There's no question in my mind that you should have been dead. You should have been dead like here. You should have been dead like here. You should have been dead. You should have died right here. Even with the bubble, you should have died.
Soldier got
And
Come in
then
the back.
you should have died again, because you're 100. Yeah, you should have died again.
Heal Lorraine, heal Lorraine, heal Lorraine.
And then let's see here.
Almost a full charge.
Up to here is fine. This is actually not bad.
Genji's one.
And then this is, yeah,
his main.
this is maybe. Nah, it wasn't that bad, but
I'm dead.
yeah. But anyways, it's just you're just playing too aggressive. So try to work on like here should have been dead. I mean, you do die here. Yeah, you do die here. So you see how many times they're letting you get away with death, and they finally punish you there. But
Come in.
as you're trying to climb up, you'll notice that these type of things, people punish you more and more often, right? And then it'll be harder and harder to rank up because the things that you're used to getting away with, you get punished for.
Where? What?
Like there are ways to play aggressive without there are ways to play aggressive without having to risk yourself. Like try to just
Oh, I know.
go for less pins and go for more swings. You utilize your shield. You have a constant 2,000 HP shield that you can activate whenever you want. So use that. So try use your swinging more for your aggression rather than
Fire strike.
going for pins. Enemy is bad too. Yeah, the enemy's pretty bad.
Pay a little bit back. Hey, I want you to charge that right.
No. Holy shit, you should be dead. If you somehow manage to survive this, I'm gonna cry.
Anything else? Let's see half.
Holy fuck. You see how every time you go for these pins, it's like the same situation over and over. You go for the pin, and then it's just like, oh shit, I'm in a bad situation. Let me see how I can get out of it, and then you somehow manage to get out of it. Like every time you decide to go for an engagement, it shouldn't be, oh shit, I'm in a terrible position. Let me try to figure out how to get out of this. It should be more like, oh, this is like. You should be more confident with your engages rather than having to rely on the opponents just not punishing you.
Everybody rush the Zarya. Rush her.
I understand, Caster, if you're here. I understand you want to go for the aggression, but there's moments like, for example, you're like the wall is terrible. Like your position over here, this wall is just garbage. There's nothing you can do. You can poke the Rein, but it's just a bad wall. I said charge because he was walled off, but then the team went around that. I mean, yeah, I understand. No, I get why you asked for the charge, because it seems a wall. Even if this was a good, let's just say this was a good wall. Like this was a terrible wall, but let's just say it was a good wall. Like it blocked off everything, right? No way they can go in. Still too risky. You like Caster leadership? No, I like that Caster's going for the leadership role, and I think that's great. But I think it's, it's just how to, like, I think it's good that you're trying to go for a leadership role, and I think it's awesome. But you gotta understand, like, you're starting off with this, and that's great. Like try it especially as a shot caller. Like you have a lot of influence on your team. I still need to work on that. Yeah, exactly. No, it's like don't take it personally. Like, everyone needs to work on something. Like you're starting off to become a leader. I'm just glad you're trying to become a shot caller because that's such an important role. But things to note whenever you're shot calling is you'll see a lot of times where it sucks. Like it really sucks when you see these moments where like you see like a juicy grab, but the thing is it's so far back. Like let's just say the Reinhardt was around here. And then your Zarya grabs all the way there. Like, as much as you want to go for the grab over there, as a shot caller, you just need to accept that sometimes your teammates will do bad mistakes. And there's no reason to risk your lives over these bad mistakes. Like, for example, here is a mistake. She shouldn't have walled here. And this is, instead of being like, oh, our Mei walled, let's just go in with it anyways. Just be like, well, that was a bad wall. The Reinhardt is cut off, but it's too risky to go for the engage. There's a little thing like that.
Charge that right, charge that right. He's alone, he's alone. Top of Rein, top of Rein, top of Rein. Makes meals. Let's your half, let's your half. I have over 3 seconds. Here. Hey, she's on top, rush.
Oh, she got out. Oh,
Right
never
behind,
mind.
right behind.
Trying to charge.
Though I do like the calling though. I do
Charge
like
him,
it.
charge him, charge him.
I do like the calling though.
McCree alone in the
I do
backside.
like how much you're talking.
Going to you, mate.
Like that, like the things like that are like can make the difference. Like you calling locations, like I think that's all amazing. So don't take me saying what I said as, "What's up, Bailey? How's it going? Thank you
don't
so
know.
much for coming by
I
the
mean, they do
stream."
have a Rein.
Don't take what I said as like, "Oh, you're doing bad." Like, no, I do appreciate you are making some pretty good calls. It's just like, you know, things like I think that it's just engagement. You'll see how hard it is to know when to engage or not.
Just wanna bet one of them's
It gets more and more complicated as you go up.
Oh, they have,
But-
they have
but it's
a
okay.
fucking cheese comp. Okay. Right. No, come back.
What are you gonna do?
Okay, actually. Yeah, just go around, just go. We don't have too much time.
See you.
Mid sentence. Mm.
Oh,
You almost got melted.
yep.
So, for the most part, so whenever you cut, so this is just this is for caster. So, oh fuck. Whenever you catch your situation whenever you catch yourself in a situation like this where they go for cheese comps, as a shot caller, you just always try to visualize the fight before it happens, and just try to determine the best positioning. So, for example, here.
할리우드에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
Let's just play. I don't know. Fuck it, let's play Lucio. Actually, no. Let's just switch our side. So, there you go. The Bastion's over here, right? They're all sitting up here. You know, they're just mowing you down. Essentially, what your goal should be. Can you put me in a call on Discord? I want to tell you what I wanted to do. Yeah. 1 second. Meet me. Oh shit! You didn't see that. Here. I'm in general voice. What's up?
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Alright, so what I wanted to do is go to the choke point. Like choke point. Remember that time you made one of us play Lucy and the Pugs, and we like went through the right side all the way around the back of where they were where they were positioned.
Yeah.
I basically wanted to do that, what you did. You aren't going around. Yeah, what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
I wanted to go around, but then like well, of course Ash went to the other side, and then he called it out first. So then I just had no choice to go with him because we didn't have that much time.
I don't think you have a Lucio.
No, I know. Like I know it wouldn't work as well, but I still wanted to try it out.
Hey gamer, what's up, NYX? Yeah. It without a Lucio, it's rough, bro. You essentially need a Lucio for that type of thing.
Yeah.
Because there's a bash, and by the time you get like you're gonna peek here, and then the Reiner has to protect, stand around here, protect, and then his shield's gonna die by the time he even walks up here. That's why the Lucio is so important. So I understand. So it's like I understand that you just need a Lucio for sure to do that type of stuff. If you want to like. Essentially, your goal, what it should basically be, is you just want to play close. You just want to play close in here.
Oh, yeah, that's. But I didn't want to. Well, no, that's like all I wanted to do. Cause I mean, like,
Because I need
it was.
catching on my
It was like. It was. It looked really well played in the pugs.
I do kill
But
chain
on
fairly
here,
well.
of course, I
I
don't
do a
know
lot of
how it's
main
gonna
too.
work out. But I still wanted to try to do it just to see if we can do
Yeah,
something at least.
so I would say for the yeah, so I see what you're saying, and I definitely agree with that, but it's just like, if without the Lucio was a main component of that. That's the only reason I even called that out, is because we got Lucio, because it makes a significant difference trying to get the whole team to go there. Like you gotta understand that not only does everyone have to get across, but Reinhardt has to wait for everybody. So Reinhardt has to walk here, put his shield up, wait, and then walk slowly back, right? Compared with the Lucio, right? It's just like it's so much faster, you know what I mean? So the Lucio was a makeup line. So I did like the idea though, which was definitely pretty cool. That would have been pretty sick to see. I would say though, if you're in this situation, try to go for the, if you have the Mei.
High ground.
No,
Around.
you just play close to them. You just want to play close. So if you have a Mei, since you have a Mei, like, you're not always gonna get a Mei, but since you have a Mei, you could ask her to wall. You could ask her to wall the Bastion, so you get enough time to push in. But let's just say you didn't have a Mei, right? What you could do instead is just simply try to fight your way to play close to here. Because what you want, because if you play close and contest point from here, as a Bastion, it's he can't just push up and put the turret from here, because he's gonna get bursted. So you want to, whenever there's like a Bastion or something like that, as a shot caller, you want to play as close as you can to you want to play underneath them essentially, because it allows your team to do the most work. If you could, honestly, if you can, honestly, you should, if possible, as soon as you notice the Bastion, maybe you could even ask somebody to switch as Lucio, but that might have been a little too much. But Lucio's just really important. So if you could have got a Lucio from the start, that's why if you have a Reinhardt, try to always convince somebody to Lucio, because it makes a world of difference. Even before you even realize I have the Bastion, always try to get a Lucio with a Reinhardt, because it just enables Reinhardt so much, and that's what I'm trying to say. But no, but Cass, I did like your calling though. I did like you calling out locations, and don't worry, dude. You'll get used to it. You'll get used to it over time. And then
yeah, since Ash doesn't really play main tank, I did try to make up for like what he doesn't do for main tank. For like example, like what I was doing this shot call.
I see. That's good. Because shot calling, it's gonna make the bit. Our Mei was toxic as hell. Oh yikes! Sorry to hear that. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna make the biggest difference, because you can essentially boost the rank of your players just by making good calls. It really makes that. It really makes. But let's see here. But yeah, so this is perfect. So you should, right here, like for example here, you should be telling your team to all try to go underneath. Like, you should be screaming like, "Hey team, let's go underneath the Rhine. Like, let's go to point underneath the Bastion, Like really try to emphasize that in these type of situations. And what that allows you to do, because like, okay, this is okay. Anyways, let me focus on Ash real quick. So, Ash, in terms of positioning. Okay. A little too aggressive. I need some heals. Yeah. Okay. So. Okay. The pin in there was a little iffy. It wasn't terrible, but here the thing is, since you're in this position, I personally would have retreated right around here and gone around the right side so the Orisa can't just body block you, which is kind of doing here. But since you're in this situation, it's whatever. You should, for example, you should be worrying about the turret doing damage to you, so use the cover a little more. And you're kind of
down. Orisa's down.
This is something I learned. This is something I learned in Insurgency. If you guys don't know what that is, it's basically like super hardcore Counter-Strike. It's not Counter-Strike, but super hardcore. But you're in this situation, you're either you're fully committed. So there is no playing a little defensive. You're fully committed situation. You see how you go for like sometimes you swing and then other times you kind of block. You just need a full commit. You need either full commit or get the fuck out. So yeah, I personally didn't agree with the pin to begin with, but in that situation, you should, whenever you catch yourself in these situations, just full commit. Under coaching, I believe there is a VOD review channel. There is a VOD. There is a yes in the. Wow, Bailey, you're fucking awesome. Thank you so much.
What is this? What is this comp?
It's fine. Rush back. Rush back. Might draw this.
Yeah, it should be.
Oh, we can.
Oh,
We're down to.
Oh, the Zenyatta. What the fuck? All right. Well, anyways, so essentially, Ash, what you definitely need to work on is your pin management. So try to go for less pins. If you want to go for a pin, that's fine. Try to make sure they're short. And your shield management definitely needs work on. So try to worry more about your shield. You know me as the manager from the Horizons, which the team disbanded me. It's just this. Oh shit, dude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you got disbanded. That sucks, yeah. Teams are rough, bro. Teams are rough. I know the feels. I know the fucking feels. Trust me. I know the feels. Though I did want to talk to Caster. Caster, get back in here. Alright, Caster, before you go.
Yep.
Whenever you have a Reinhardt, push for Lucio, okay?
Yeah.
Push for Lucio. Lucio is just try to imagine, like, you could have done the strat you're talking about if you had a Lucio. Lucio is Lucio's super important. But I do want to say I did really think it was really cool hearing you call on more. Maybe I'll next time he pugs, I'll just be quiet and let you do the talking, okay?
That's fun, yeah.
Okay, does that sound good?
Yeah, sounds good.
Alright, dude. Well, thank you so much for coming by, bro. I really appreciate all the support you've been giving.
Yeah, that's cool.
Alright, dude. Alright, well, peace out.